So this is how I get my initial appointment through classroom presentations.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Sergeant Butler, and today I'm with TSgt Merino as we kind of go over the Recruiter's Corner. We're here, we wanted to kind of make a one-stop shop for everything that you may need. So I'm going to let her do an intro on her, tell us a little bit about who she is.
TSgt Merino, everyone. I am a recruiter here in Wilmington, Delaware. So that's where I'm recruiting from. Just a little bit about myself.
Perfect. I did put her on the spot today. I asked her to kind of walk me through Recruiter's Corner because it's something that we made, but we want to make sure that she can navigate it because that way we can show off some of the products that she's been using in the field that's helped her not just be successful, but add on to the tools because I believe that we can all be successful, but still learn more.
Okay, so currently we're under the general tab. So out here under post, I guess this is where everyone can ask questions. Like as you can see in here, if there's any templates that you might want, all that good stuff. So good information out here.
Yeah, and what's so cool about this is, there's Recruiter on Facebook, which is something that we also use as well, which is social media side. But for teams, Recruiter Corner, this chat has been non-toxic, so it's very good because questions can be asked, but also giving you the resource right away. All right, so let's go over to the files real quick. All right, so before she dives into it, R.A.R.E University Takeover is something that we're really trying to push right now. It's a big initiative for certificates for our R.A.R.E University and CCAF. So usually the initiatives that we're trying to work on are going to be pinned to the top, as you can see. However, there's other folders that you can get all your products from. What's been one of the best folders that you've seen?
So you said which one's the best one?
Yeah, which one's your favorite folder?
Honestly, for me, it's the lead generation folder. Just because if you guys didn't know, my zone is pretty dead. I started out with a dead zone, so there has been no recruiter for the last 2-3 years when I first took over. So this has really helped me figure out what I can do to generate more leads. Long story short, so
and a quick little
plug
for this is Master Griffin invited me to this about a year and a half, 2 years ago now, and we kind of just try to keep it organized and update it so that way it can provide you with up-to-date information. So we can go back into the lead generation folder. So as you can see, the lead generation folder has different ideas for different things you can do. So let's go ahead and where's the one that you were looking into, the ZC and ZP. All right, so here you have like a couple products, and this is where it's so important. This is why we're coming to you, because if there's a product that you're out there using, we would love to have it so that way it's not only used for your area but also other areas. Yes, every zone is built different, don't get me wrong, but still our rural areas are just like our other rural areas, and our walk-in market is just like our other walk-in market. So these are different products that can be used across AFRS. So let's go back to your general real quick, and I do appreciate you navigating through all this. All right, so let's see where can we go to kind of get some ideas from. So
marketing.
Yep, let's go to market again. So all these products can be found in other places, but certificates, we have your Air Force COA, we have certificate of appreciation templates. So that way, again, if you don't have to ask around, they're right here. Get more information on, you can go ahead and drop it into the general tab. You can also ask around the field and get it. I guess you can show them how to download one of the products. So where did I put yours? I put yours in lead generation school visits. This is one that TSgt Merino. We actually have it attached as a PDF in the post that we're about to make for this video. It's one of the best products I've seen to at least get ahead of your lunchroom table setups, right? If you don't know how to really get people to scan your Aim High app, or if your Aim High app is down, you can use this. It's going to be under
this one, classroom presentation.
All right, and then as you see in the lead generation folder, we have classroom presentation document. This is what TSgt Merino uploaded for us to use. If you want to show them how to download it, right click on it and down. It's really simple to get the products that you need out. And then, like I said, we're going to update it just a little bit later on to make it to where it's a PDF file, your file explorer, downloads, and it'll be right there. And then once you open that, it'll be right here. And the easiest way to kind of get it to where you can put your information into it is going to be edit the PDF.
So with this product, the fact that when I do hand it out, I let them know like, hey, just by filling this does not mean you're going to be in the Air Force, right? This is just to let me know what something that might interest you, if there's any skills that we could provide, all that good stuff. So if they fill this out and I collect it at the end of the presentation, it lets me know if they're interested for an appointment or if they're not. So this is how I get my initial appointment through classroom presentations. And then from there, once I do contact them, and then I set up the initial appointments, at least this lets me know what they're looking for or why they might be interested in joining the Air Force. Because then they would be checking what skills they're interested in, or what might, what's the matter, what matters goes with whatever they want. So
yeah, and I like that too, because we can still use it with the Aim High app or without the Aim High app in case it's not work. But then we can also pull out their file. But hey, I remember going to your school presentation on this day, and we talked about this. Did you want more information on that? And now guess what? The lead is already captured on R.A.R.E, so we can pull their file and then instantly get right to the case.
Yeah, because I don't know how you guys' schools are, but my schools, pulling up this app, there's no signal for some reason. So the whole AMI app and scanning the barcode and everything just doesn't work for me. So this has helped me for sure.
Yep, and then it's always like good to have a fail safe. I know I always tell them too just to download it whenever they get home. But it seems like a lot of your schools are they have something wrong with their towers where they don't let them online. So it's always good to get this going. That's pretty much all for this. I kind of want to break it down now. Just kind of have some crosstalk. I'm just talking earlier about different products that we're using, and I was like, man, I would like to have you, TSgt Merino, on the team. We're gonna have her be like a mentor to other recruiters out there. So we're gonna build a team around it as well. So if there's something that you might be interested in doing, go ahead and reach out and we can see what we can do. I believe it's very important to get recruiters connected with recruiters. We never want people to feel like they're all alone out there. What are your ideas with the mentor group? When I told you about it, what did you think about it?
So I really like it. I really do. Just because I think, we had that mindset. Well, no, not really. Because in the schoolhouse, they teach you, no, they're not going to just throw you out there into the wolves. But it seems like it is. When I first went through this, it felt like I was. Just because, just like you didn't have a flight chief. For me, I had a new flight chief, so he was still learning the flight chief stuff as well. So just the fact that, if we get paired up with someone or we just a recruiter, at least they'll have an idea of what they're supposed to do versus just sitting here waiting for an appointment or hopefully a walk-in, which not everyone will have that market anyway. So at least they'll know, like, okay, I should be out there, maybe, trying to figure out how I can generate leads, or I should be doing this, versus sitting here and asking, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just sitting here. Am I doing the right thing? So.
And I feel like the recruiters that we're going to be bringing in is kind of like us, a lot of like younger and we're more social media driven. We got to see a face, somebody, before we can kind of listen. The PowerPoint slideshows that were brought to us when we came in, they're good. They give good information, but again, we kind of need to be talked to. Like what are we looking at? It'd be cool if I see stuff, but what am I looking at? So again, just showing that product. Cool, I can use that product, but now I have a product, but how do I use it? That's why I asked you to kind of explain it a little bit. So now we get kind of like the thinking juices flowing, right? Where it's like, okay, cool, I can use this for my school presentation, but what if I was to send it to a counselor? Can she send it to a student that she might think is interested in the Air Force? That way I can get some feedback on that student before I have that appointment with them. Because a lot of times we have our counselors who will message us, hey, Johnny wants an appointment. Can you come by and stop by? Yeah, of course. But now we're driving an hour and a half to that school, and now we're sitting there for another 15, 20 minutes trying to figure out who Johnny is. What if we already kind of knew who Johnny was, and now we're spending that next hour and a half trying to plan a speech for him so that way we can help narrow down that window. Instead of just trying to figure out who Johnny is, we can get Johnny to get to know who we are. And now say, hey, I saw that you were looking into a mechanical career field. Man, I just remember talking to the mechanic just the other day and seeing how he was a retiree from the Air Force and how that helped set him up. Now, instead of trying to figure out who he is, we spent that little small time to actually build on what we have.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think that also we're starting the foundation of everything. And this is just the ground level. So it's going to be a lot clunky. I remember watching the YouTubers and seeing their first video and how cringy it is. And this video might be coming off a little cringy for some people, but it's okay, because I feel like the more we practice and more we learn from each other, the better videos we can get, the better content we can get. And also, you never know when that recruiter might be out there. Hey, I saw your video. I want to post its own canvassing video. I want to show you how I come to somebody and randomly talk to them about the Air Force. And then we can kind of use that video, like, hey, I like that idea. And then now I want to do it. So now we have this video, this guy coming out there to the field, like, hey, I watched Staff Sergeant so-and-so do this. Now this is how I do it. And we kind of go back and forth. And instead of instead of making it like hard to do it, we're now challenging other recruiters and kind of making it fun.
You'll never know who's watching. It may seem cringy, but you'll never know who's watching these videos, man. And then they message you like, "Hey, I was motivated by your video," so you'll never know.
And that's my thing is like, if I had a chance to like kind of watch what we're doing now, I would go back and do it. I think there's a lot of people out there who want to be good recruiters, but then they don't really know how to do it right. I had somebody message me who was brand new on a bag. His flight chief was at a going conference. His office partner was on TUI, and now he's all alone. So again, we get that rumor where you're not gonna get thrown to the wolves. Technically, sometimes you're not really supposed to, but those circumstances, they do happen. So when they happen, we should always have that fail safe. And I believe that if we can build this up properly, build it up very good, it could be a living, breathing, environment to where other recruiters are just naturally bringing out their content, naturally bringing up new and updated products. Because I promise you, like, I think there's probably only like 20% of the products that I make that I use. 80% of it is other products that I've used and incorporated into my lifestyle. And I believe that if we just bring this out here, we can keep on bringing more products out here. So you want to tell us, let's see. So I remember I might have to put you on the spot again because, gold badge, blue suitor. If you had to do it all over again, what would be one of the things that when you're done with the gold badge and done with blue suitor, did you reflect back on it and be like, man, I could have done more if I did this? Like what part do you think that was the most important to your success?
Dang, you really did put me on the spot.
Yeah, I have to. You asked me if this was going to be it, and I said no.
I know.
You're here now. We got 5 minutes left.
Honestly, the most important thing for me is to just remember that it's not everything I do. Basically, don't expect instant gratification. I don't know if that makes sense. Because for some reason, as recruiters, whenever we go to school visits, right, or whenever we do events, we always feel like, oh, I gotta get something from this, or I'm doing this to get leads right away and then hopefully make goal or something like that. But you'll never know, man. You can go to school presentations now, you can do events now, which might not be fruitful right now, but 2-3 months later, that definitely will help you. Because I think that was the reason why I was successful, just because the first year of recruiting, I was constantly in events, constantly going out there, putting myself out, because they didn't know anything about the Air Force. All they knew was other branch, right? Because there was no Air Force presence out here. So that's what I did. It felt like I was just wasting my time for the most part, because it was just events after events, and there was just no leads coming from it. But yeah, whenever 2-3 months later, here comes all the leads like, hey, I remember you, I saw you. And then, but yeah.
I know exactly how it feels too. It was the first year of doing all your school events. Unfortunately, if you don't have a recruiter that follows your zone, my zone was also vacant for about 2-3 years. So you have to rebuild that. Staying confident in that process, right? This trusting, what's it called? It's like trust the process. I remember I'm just now honestly getting revenue to where it's like, it's passive now. Like these applicants are coming to me left and right. But again, it's because of the work I did in the first 2 years. And now the drive is also, I urge a lot of recruiters, just please don't live off of your success, because I could honestly stop working right now and be good for the rest of the time I'm here. But then what happens to the next recruiter? And I think that's the thing that's probably not talked about the most is I believe that the last year on the bag is probably the most important year in the bag, because that's going to help drive the next recruiter. If you're not good on that last year of the bag, that next recruiter might not even try at all because you didn't really set him up. So that last year in the bag is very important to not only motivating the next recruiter, but also just kind of proving yourself, right? Like if you really are as good as you say you are, I think it's also good to make sure that you leave that legacy going.
All right. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yep, that was
that you put me on the spot.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do one right now. Because again, I'm not trying to make the video too long. Just trying to spread information. There is one thing, and I'm not saying that you're guilty of it, but I want to try to change the social media game. I'm seeing a lot of recruiters out there posting these social media like clips and these memes and these funny like clips, but they're aiming it towards recruiters to recruiters. So it's like when an applicant comes in and he's completely disqualified and it's like, don't waste my time here. We have to still realize that what you just said earlier was we don't know who's watching us. So we just have to kind of be careful on closing that door, because there's somebody out there that can just, all it takes for them to get in is a waiver, and we shut them down because they watched our IG reel. They're not really gonna want to come to us. So I'm kind of gonna try and change the environment to where it's like we continue to make videos, but let's go ahead and try and make videos with applicants, with leads, with our deppers, to get out there and get more people to realize how the Air Force is and what the Air Force can actually provide them.